Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the OC Varsity Gridiron Show, Week 9 edition, or maybe we should just call it the best week of the regular season, Steve. I don't know. This is maybe coming across that way with this docket of games when you
Yeah,
have Mater Dei Bosco week, when you have Dana Hills and Laguna Beach, which was almost going to be a battle of undefeated teams in the Foxtrot, when you have the Alpha League heating up, you got the Trinity League. Is this the best week of the regular season to you, Steve?
so far it is. Next week might be. Who knows? And then you've got so many really good matchups in this thing. On Thursday we've got San Clemente-Los. Also on Thursday, San Juan Hills, Villa Park. That's two really good games. Well, heck, Irvine Troy. That's another good
Yes.
game on Thursday. Usually Thursdays aren't really that good, but this is a really good slate schedule. Thursday, J. Sarah, Santa Margarita, both desperate for a win in the Trinity League. Friday, you got, Bosco-Mater Dei, top two teams in the nation in the national polls. You got Orange Lutheran and Servite. That's going to be a war zone. Edison's going to be at Mission. Edison's hotter than blazes right now. Modena-Capo Valley looks good to me. Dana Hills at Laguna Beach still looks really as a handsome game in the Foxtrot League.
Handsome is right.
Segerstrom and Brea Linda, both 3-0 in the Capo League.
Yeah,
And then in the Zeta League, Saddleback and Century looking for a league title out of that new league. So a lot of good stuff.
I know. I love those Santa Ana matchup coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
Resurgent Saddleback, improved Century. But yeah, you mentioned Brea Linda Segerstrom,
Yeah.
kind of on my radar too, because this is definitely the Jaguars are the best team that Brea has played so far by quite a bit. So I'm
Yes.
interested to see, get a read. I know Brea has improved. They have a good senior class. They made a lot of strides. And I know Segerstrom's a talented team that's putting up some points. So I am interested in that game quite a bit. Hey, why didn't I pick it this week? I don't know to preview, but let's get to the games that we're going to
Sure.
predict.
Let's do it.
Both us coming off 4-1 weeks. I was only 4-1 because I agreed with you. That's why I had a handsome record, only because I went with Steve Fryer's picks.
Shouldn't have gone with all of them, pal.
All right. So, but I don't think we're going to agree this week, which I don't want to
Ah,
agree. That's definitely, we want the conflict. We want the clash.
yeah, you need them to catch up.
That's right. I'm not looking for the rub. I'm looking for the fight.
There you
So
go.
let's talk Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Veteran Stadium Alpha League. I've seen both these teams, and I think they're very evenly matched. And speaking of desperate teams, Steve, San Clemente taking on Los Al in the Alpha League. Both teams are 4-4. They need to get a 5 win to be, to check that box of being an at-large. At the minimum, you really help your at-large status if you're 500, because both these teams have good strength of schedules, and all that means if you're 500, got a great strength of schedule, you got an excellent chance to get an at-large pick. And if you win a game, you're in the play. You're in the maybe you're top 2 in the league, and you get a qualification from the Alpha League.
Yep.
But as we break this down, it starts to show, hey, this Alpha League is only 4 teams.
Yes.
Which is pretty tough to make automatic playoffs.
Yes. Got to
so
finish top 2.
4-team leagues start to get pretty dicey. And this one is dicey because, hey, who's more desperate for it is one thing I'm wondering about as before I turn it over to you for your prediction. Los Al, they close in week 10 with Mission Viejo. So you might think, hey, Griffins, they've got to win this week against San Clemente. But hey, San Clemente, they're desperate too. They're 4-4. They just played Mission Viejo. They close with Edison.
Yeah.
And you want to face, Julius Gillick, the running back from Edison in week 10, when you've already been played 2 physical Alpha League games, and you got this guy who's rushed. By then he'll have 1,600 yards and over 20 touchdowns. Is that who you try to stop week 10? That's going to be no guarantees, right? So, I think both these teams can play some disciplined football. It's going to be a really, I feel, a pretty even match. San Clemente maybe takes some positivity after holding down Mission Viejo pretty good last week. Who do you got in this one, Steve? San Clemente, Los Al.
Los Al lost to Edison last week at 21-10. Couldn't get much offense going. And I think that with that San Clemente defense, that's going to be the case again. If Los Al can't get that motor going, I don't see Los Al winning this game. San Clemente is going to, got so many really good athletes on the defensive side of things. And Matai Tagoe, is over there. They've got Max Conatranto over there, Max Ballard over there, Riley Kelly on the defensive side. So, gosh, I really like San Clemente's chances to win it. Close game, 21-20, something like that, 14-13. But I see it being a defensive struggle and San Clemente winning a real close one.
Okay. I'm also picking San Clemente. I went back and forth. And I was glad I saw the Tritons. It's always good to see the Tritons, obviously excellent program, and they've turned out a lot of great teams and players. So it was always good to see them in person. Always good to go down to San Clemente. I did see that they are undersized. They don't, that was one of the keys last season, that they had a good offensive line. They're pretty big. They had some bigger linemen. They're undersized, but I think you hit it right, Steve, when you called them athletic. They are athletic, and they're going to have to try to use that athleticism. They struggled mightily to run the ball against Mission. Los Al can run the ball with that combination of Ibarra and Terry. So going to be a tight game. I have San Clemente somehow finding a way to win that game.
Okay.
Let's switch to Friday. So we mentioned Dana Hills 8-0, which I believe you're reporting, Steve, the Dolphins are 8-0 for the first time in school history.
Yes.
The school record apparently for victories is 9. So
correct.
This would tie a school record if they got, that's also your reporting on the Dolphins taking on Laguna Beach 7-1. The Breakers suffered their first loss last week against Aliso. I asked Coach Henny, hey, on the record, Coach, what did you see in that game that caused the Breakers some troubles? He said size, and styles make fights. I think Aliso's got a big offensive line. They returned a lot of their offensive guys. They ran it well. Who do you got in this one, Mr. Fryer?
Ooh, tough one. But Aliso held Laguna Beach's great quarterback, Jackson Collick, to under 100 yards. First time in Collick's high school life that has happened. So I think Dana Hills sees something there that they can exploit. They're going to be looking at film. They got a pretty good quarterback at Dana. Vanden Duggar's over there. Bradley Geis has rushed for 1,000 some odd yards. So I think Dana Hills ball control it, pressure Collick, and I think Dana's going to come away with a win.
Yeah, I'm also picking Dana because one of the things that's developed. Yeah, you mentioned Radley, a guy that I shout out to Bradley Geis, who's a junior, I believe. Totally underrated him going into the season. Should have been a hot 150 guy. So there's one miss for you. But Owen Walsh is back running his combination back with him, helping support Radley. So he's been back last couple of weeks, and I think that gives them 2 good running backs plus Vanden Duggar. But I think Laguna Beach, after that first loss, Coach Shanahan is going to those guys are going to respond. And I think Dana's pretty concerned about this game. So should be a dandy there in the very entertaining Foxtrot League. Let's switch to the Delta League on Friday as well. So how about El Medina, like we mentioned, trying to bounce back from a tough loss to Tustin. They're going down to Capo Valley, which is hot. They're 7-1. The Cougars, they have a lot to play for as well. If they can win this one, then they can play Tustin probably for the league championship in week 10. And that would be an incredible game. This should be a very high scoring game because of you guys, the dual threat capabilities of Tommy Acosta at quarterback.
Yeah.
We've got 2 very good receivers and Spencer and Hunter. But on the flip side, I just saw the Vanguards with Xavier Guess. And he really
Connor
makes
Smith.
them go. And he's got some complementary parts.
Yep.
Vanguards are not big either. They're not the biggest team, but they played disciplined ball and as well. I was once again, El Medina, of course, well coached by Coach Mitchell. They're not going to make too many mistakes, and I think they'll be looking to bounce back. Who do you have in this Delta League showdown?
Whew, man, tough one. El Medina, El Medina's going to be in bounce back mode. I think El Medina's going to win this game.
Okay.
Xavier Guess is a big playmaker for them. We're looking at 2 of the real good dual threat QBs in this game. In the county was Xavier Guess for El Medina and Tommy Costa for Capistrano Valley. I think maybe the defense at Elmo is a little bit better than Capo's, and so I'm going with the Vanguards of El Medina to bounce back for the win.
Okay. This week has brought at least some conflict, which I'm happy about. I know you are too. I'm going with the Cougars. I think they are sizzling hot. That
Yeah,
offense is firing on all cylinders. It seems like they're both these teams have explosive offenses, but I like Capo Valley in this game. I think they have maybe a little bit more, little bit more ground attack game.
yeah,
I think that was a very physical game for the Vanguards last week against Tustin.
sure.
Huge team, and it's going to be a tough call for Elmo to go back to back. I think Cougars play well at home, and they're going to try to set up that game. But I won't be surprised if Elmo wins it. But I got the Cougars advancing in this one. All right, back to the Alpha League on Friday. So I think you got to take Edison seriously here in this one, Steve.
Oh my gosh, sure.
6-2, that's 6 straight wins. They started the season 0-2 with both losses by one single point, heartbreakers. But how about the resilience of the Chargers
Yeah,
taking on, just that juggernaut in Mission Viejo that moved to 8-0, but they last week they left some points on the table. Credit to San Clemente. The defense was a bend but don't break defense.
sure.
Edison's going to look at that and say, hey, maybe maybe we can do the same and slow down that rushing attack. I think Mission saw the size of San Clemente and, hey, we're going to try to attack and run the ball. And Mission found some success, but maybe not as much as they wanted to. So I think the Diablos are going to be, they left San Clemente hungry, and they got some things to improve in. And they made some mistakes. That they did not make very many mistakes at all on defense. So it will be interesting. Can Mission Viejo slow down Julius Gillick?
Yeah,
He's already rushed for 1,400 yards,
yeah,
1,689, 19 TDs. He's had some games where I know he's had a game there. He carried it 30 times. He had it 25 times last week against Los Al. So this is heavy numbers for Julius, who is a good looking senior, but
yes. Good player.
Edison very well coached with Coach Grady, Coach Thomas there in the fold, helping out. Are they going to figure out something they see with Mission and all those athletes? This game's at Mission Viejo. Who do you have in this one, Steve? Alpha League.
Matchups. Mission Viejo wins this matchup, that matchup.
Okay.
I see Mission Viejo winning this game. They're going to go 10-0 and probably be popped into Division I for the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now Mission Viejo just looks so good in every way. Multiple receivers, both quarterbacks, Fahey and Trudeau are fine. O-line's great. You got Jaden Williams attacking quarterbacks. Good linebacker group, great defensive backfield guys, special teams, boom, they got it all. It's a cliche to say check all the boxes. All boxes checked with that Mission guys, and Mission Viejo is going to win this game.
Yeah, I wonder if I got Mission Viejo winning this too.
Sure.
I wonder if they're going to try to air it out a little bit more this week. They always try to be somewhat balanced. I think. I'll be interested to see how much the QBs pass and see if Edison can get that ground attack going. But Chargers are sizzling hot, 1-6.
Sure.
And they'll close. They'll close against San Clemente.
Yes, sir. That's a good
Down
game.
in San Clemente next week 10. But that could be another big game for both San Clemente and Edison if they both were to lose.
Yes, sir.
But and then we got to, of course, round out week 9.
Is there another game left, or are we done?
Yes, before we get to the game 1 of the World Series question for you, Mater Dei playing host to St. John Bosco Trinity.
That's this week?
That's this week at Santa Ana Stadium, 7 o'clock. Mater Dei, it's week 9, but they are 7-0. Write it down. They're 7-0, looking for their 8th win. The Braves are 8-0. They're the defending champion.
Friday's the 25th, right, Dan?
Defending Trinity League champion. In this league game last year, it was a shutout for the Braves. They're younger this year. They're starting a freshman quarterback in Koa. Braves are coming off the Brotherhood Bowl. Had a little bit tougher time with the Friars than Mater Dei had with the Friars, but still got Coach Jason Negro. They still have a great junior class of receivers, maybe the best junior receivers in the whole Trinity League. But Mater Dei coming with a a great defense. They got DBs for those receivers, from Darius Dixon and Penn State commit, and Chuck McDonald, an Alabama commit, and the linebackers and Nasir Wyatt, the reigning OC Player of the Year, and Dash Byerly still hasn't thrown an interception. Jordan Davison, but we're both picking Mater Dei, but how about can Bosco make this a competitive game? Will it be an entertaining game for us?
Well, you just listed all those players right there. Was that the Mater Dei team or the All Orange County team? What do you list there?
Hey, there was no Diablos on that team. I know there's going to be.
Oh my gosh, there's going to be a lot
Diablos.
Of dudes wearing red colors on that in that group, and a few others too. There's so many really good players that aren't necessarily at Mission or Mater Dei. As I say, and this is a word I stole from somebody. I don't know where I stole it, but the word inevitable is the word with Mater Dei. Now, when they're, they win even when they're not really into it, when they're not interested. They got it turned up to 5 or 6 or something on their interest meter, and they still are better than everybody else out there. Bosco, they're going to have to turn it up to 10 because Bosco's really good. Jason Agro's a great coach.
Yeah.
Those kids are good. They play so well together. There's such a, they got that you can taste that family thing they got at Bosco, man. There's some schools you just feel that brotherhood thing going on. Mater Dei family's legit. Servite Brothers legit. Bosco Brothers legit. You feel it when you're at public schools like El Medina. Tustin's got that vibe going. Edison, of course, has it forever. San Clemente, one town, one team, all of it. So Bosco's got that grit and what it takes to win, and they can pull off an upset in this game. But with all that talent up and down the Mater Dei field, if those cats come out interested, they play, disciplined ball, they can get away with 100 yards in penalties. They're averaging 107 yards in penalties a game, Mater Dei is this year. Ain't hurt them at all. And I think that they'll have to turn the ball over like 5 times deep in their own end, and for them to lose this game. Bosco's really good, right? Legitimately number 2 in the nation, but Mater Dei, inevitable.
Yeah. Speaking of turnovers, and I think I've covered Mater Dei 3 times: Centennial, Corona, Bishop Gorman, and the Servite game. I don't think they've committed a turnover since I've been there. So that's credit to Coach Laura.
Yeah,
definitely. You have these guys dialed in, focused, and they're still trying to get better on all elements of the game. But I'm expecting Mater Dei to be focused, and they pick up some of those penalties, I think, obviously from playing hard, and they haven't picked them up in those games too. I think they've been pretty disciplined as far as what the penalties are for. So I think it's not. I mean, I think they're improving their discipline under Coach Laura. I do. Maybe it doesn't show in the penalty yardage stat but I feel like they are. And I think they're pretty focused.
Yeah, so I didn't say they're undisciplined. Just maybe they're a little bit sloppier than they need to be at times. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, no team's going to be perfect. It's a
although they're pretty close.
The whole entire year. And they do have some new parts this year as well, especially on the offensive line. There's some new guys, new quarterback. Some of that timing is going to lead to some things.
They're so good, though. My gosh.
All right. Yeah. So
I like watching them play, man. They're entertaining.
Yes. So we only disagree on one game, which is a dandy in the Delta League. You got El Medina taking down, rebounding to beat Capo. I got the Cougars winning to set up their showdown with Tustin in Week 10. And Will Garrett Cole, Mr. Fryer, on Friday night. It will start about 2 hours ahead of us in Los Angeles. Game 1 of the World Series. Orange Lutheran and Trinity League alumnus Garrett Cole is starting Game 1 for the New York Yankees against the Dodgers. You are a baseball aficionado. Will Garrett Cole get the victory? You might remember that he started Game 1 for the Houston Astros in the World Series a few years ago against Steven Strasburg, I believe was a starter in that one. And again, the Washington, that's the Nationals. The Nationals won that Game 1. Garrett Cole won a game in the World Series later that year, but can Garrett Cole beat the Dodgers on Friday?
Very capable, but very capable. But and Garrett Cole, son of a gun, man, that guy should should have stayed local, signed with my Angels, but no, he made the right choice and went to the Yankees. Just like the Ohtani guy, he did the right thing, but I like the Dodgers winning this World Series. I think they're hot. They're really hot. Really good batting order. Freddie Freeman's kind of banged up a little bit. They can always slide Max Muncy at first base. Muncy's swinging it good, and then you got Tommy Edmonds going off. NLCS MVP. And that's what you always get in the baseball playoffs. You always get there's one dude who comes out of nowhere. Hey, Washington Nationals. Who is the starting third baseman of that Washington Nationals team? Anthony Rendon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. None other.
Yeah.
But who? And they won the World Series that year, right?
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, yeah. But I like the Dodgers in 6 games.
So I kind of think that Garrett Cole has a chance to win Game 1.
Sure, he does. The guy's fierce, man.
The
He's
Dodgers
a monster on the mound.
They had to, they just played a little bit. They're staying at home. Yankees coming across, but it's got to be a special game for Garrett Cole. He's
gosh,
34 years old. Hasn't pitched as many innings this year as he has. I think he's kind of battled some injuries or something.
Yep. Off and on. Yep. He's got a lot of mileage. Got a lot of mileage in this thing back here. This little puppy and this little guy here.
Yeah.
Big old dude, fierce competitor, really good. The key for the Dodgers is you're going to give up home runs to Stanton and Judge. Those guys are going to hit the ball out of the ball yard. But you want to make sure there's nobody on base when they do.
That's right. Okay. So there's a little baseball talk, lots of football talk. It's an exciting time of year. And of course, Steve is teasing the baseball with his.
I always have a baseball in hand when I talk to you.
With his baseball. So
this was a foul ball I caught. See, Bobby Brown was American League president, so I don't know what year it was or who it was against. I got a couple of them.
We need to get you a football. I'm sure you have one hanging around.
Yeah, Steve Berline autographed football back here.
All right. Well, hey. So for Steve Fryer, I'm Dan Albano. Enjoy week 9, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our video. Enjoy week 9, and we'll talk to you later on the OC Varsity Gridiron Show.